In this video, I would like to give you a little insight into the game Rivals: Competition of the Guilds. My aim is to give you an impression of how the game feels, so I won't go into all the details. You can read about the exact rules and various possibilities in the detailed instructions. A quick note: some material still has German text, which I will translate gradually. Rivals: Competition of the Guilds is a fast-paced adventure game with individual character development in which two teams, the guilds, play against each other. There is the Guild of the Dark Hand and the Guild of the Shining Eye, which try to seize power in the city of Glythera. The guilds are represented by heroes who have skills and attributes and can be developed individually by the players. They face a wide variety of challenges to which they often have to react quickly. To gain power, the guilds must collect power points. This is usually done by completing jobs. Rivals is a round-based game, and to get a little insight, let's jump right into the action at the start of another round. Of the many heroes in this example, Traxler and Seddart belong to the Guild of the Dark Hand, and Morticia and Rowena to the Guild of the Shining Eye. To make it easier to assign them to the guilds, Traxler and Seddart are given a dark picture frame. One round has already been played, and in the last few turns the heroes of both guilds have moved towards the upper part of the city, the Poor District. It is suspected that both guilds want to fulfill the red job, Perplexed Scholars, which is circled in green here, but more on that later. In order to receive the reward, the other two jobs, which are located in the lower Splendor District, do not seem to interest either guild at first. We are now at the start of a new round. This is always the moment when the heroes receive some gold as a round income and also develop individually. Traxler increases his knowledge attribute by 1 to be better prepared for the job that requires a knowledge dice check. More on this later. Morticia increases her ability Beguile to make her stronger. Seddart increases his skill attribute by 1. And Rowena wants to discover another basic ability. From the 3 cards available to her, she chooses the ability Quick Insight and places it on her character board. Each player now has one turn in which they may perform 2 actions. First, it is Traxler's turn. His first action is to use his ability Blockade to deny his opponent Rowena direct access to the job. The blockade is clearly assigned to his ability by a marker. A brief explanation: the gray shaded area between Rowena and the job stands for a building that cannot be entered, so Rowena must run around this building that cannot be entered. As a second action, Traxler runs in the direction of the job. Unfortunately, he only has 3 points in the mobility attribute, so he doesn't quite make it to the job space. Well, surely he can take the last small step in his next turn and reach the job space. But first, it's the opposing Morticia's turn. She uses her ability Beguile to move Traxler 2 spaces towards her and away from the job. She uses her second action to use her knowledge and influence to summon an allied lackey, which is represented by a white cube. As Morticia has enough knowledge, she can also have him attack the barrier. The lackey has a combat strength of 2, so 2 dice are rolled. Each star counts as a hit, but unfortunately only 1 hit is landed, and therefore only 1 point of damage is inflicted on the barrier. Since the barrier has a total of 2 lives, Rowena's path is unfortunately still blocked. Now it's Seddart's turn. To make sure that Rowena doesn't get to the job too quickly, Seddart wants to block the path that is still open to Rowena with rubble. He therefore chooses the Explore action and carries out a skill dice check. His skill value is 3, so he can roll 3 dice. He passes the dice check as he needed at least 2 successes and may carry out 1 of 3 random exploration cards. He is lucky and draws the desired card Rubble, but also the rarer card Hidden Stolen Goods. As expected, greed wins. Seddart chooses the stolen goods and draws the equipment Winged Cloak, which is now his. With his second action, he now attacks Rowena. His combat power grants him 3 dice, and his passive ability Battle Frenzy gives him another die. In total he rolls 2 successes and thus inflicts 2 points of damage on Rowena. Since Rowena was not overwhelmed, she receives a free strike, rolls half her combat power, but unfortunately does not inflict any damage on Sedat.
Now it's Rowena's turn. Rowena still has hope of getting to the job space, even though it is sealed off by buildings that cannot be entered and a barrier has also been erected. She uses the Explore action and passes the associated skill dice check. Of the 3 cards available to her, she chooses Sneak Away. This allows her to stand on an accessible space that is separated from her current space by a maximum of 3 building spaces. This includes the tavern, that means the accessible building space on which the job is located, and of course Rowena goes there. With her second action, she performs a knowledge dice check to fulfill the first part of the job. She rolls 4 dice and actually achieves the 3 required successes, as the blue, red and yellow symbols together count as 1 success. So her guild has completed the first part of the job and now Morticia only has to pass a skill dice check with 2 successes in another field of knowledge in her next few turns.
Round after round is played, the heroes become more and more powerful and the actions get even faster until one guild has collected enough power points and wins the game. Right from the start, Rivals offers a unique team versus team experience in which plans are made together and intrigues are hatched against the other guild. There is a great replay appeal due to modular structure of the city, hidden opportunities in the city that can be explored and used tactically, and various options and strategies. Each game develops in a unique way, just like the heroes of the guilds. With Rivals there is now a game in which you play cooperatively as a team in a fast-paced head-to-head race against another team. Feel free to browse through the instructions and get in touch with me if you want to know more or experience the game for yourself. I look forward to it.